Welcome in. Thank you for joining our fantasy Discord. This video is just going to go over some quick rules and a little bit of a tour for anyone who hasn't used Discord before. As you can see on the timestamp, it's not a long video. Take a look, check it out. Here we go. Here is the main page. We'll go through a tour of it, and we'll start with the server guide at the top. If anyone is new to Discord, you can click the server guide. It will show the rules. I'll do something to format this soon, but if you click on that, you can check out the rules here. They're pretty straightforward. Things like don't be racist, homophobic, keep your posts in the correct channels, and we'll do a quick tour and we'll talk through what all of the channels are and where your posts should go. Other general basic rules: post once and wait for an answer. You don't need to spam it. Don't post fake injuries, trades, or other news about players. If it's fake, that will be a pretty rough offense. I don't have a high tolerance for anything like that. Keep your political discussion out of here. This isn't a place to have that type of discussion. Let's not send not safe for work images. You should be able to open this anywhere that you are. This is kind of just a fantasy football community. Only post images of your team or a matchup in the appropriate channels specifically for that. I have locked down some of the channels and not allowed pictures, but we'll talk about what channels you can post your team in and why. Don't send unsolicited direct messages to server members. I think I have a lot of that turned off, but be cool. Leave the moderation to the mods. We have a channel specifically to apply to moderate. That's over here, and we'll go through the tour pretty quickly. Don't post links to your own server or content without mod approval. Most of that is disabled, but we will be banning people as we see that. We've seen that in betting channels already. And then the last rule, as it currently stands, please don't send unsolicited @ tags. I am listed as the owner of the server. We have a couple mods. We try to answer as many questions as we can, but right now we're over 500 people asking questions. If you tag me, you are far less likely to get your question answered by me. I'm doing the best that I can. So let's go through a quick tour. There's no upcoming events. So here we've got everything put into categories. So on the server category, there's system messages where people are joining. It's just going to be generally things like that. There's not a lot to see. Announcements. Here's where if I have something to say, like where this video will end up, I'll probably tag everyone in either here or in the rules channel. Basically, this will notify you if something gets posted. Here's a spot where you can put server suggestions. You can create a new post to suggest something you would want to see changed in the server. Like we're looking to add a bot that tracks people who help other people and give them different ranks and different roles so that we can call out people who help answer other questions. If there's something you would want to see, make a post here. If you want to become a mod, we are always looking for extra mods and question answerers. Post in here. There's no specific form. We've only had one person check out this channel and use it. That is what it is for. We also have channels where automated messages will be posted when different things go to TikTok, YouTube. If things end up on Twitch, when we live stream on Twitch, that will go here. The notifications on these should be off by default. If you're new to Discord, you can right click on here or on your phone. There should be an option to go to the notification settings and change that if you want to see when something gets posted. The goal here isn't to spam you with videos, it's to help. But here is where they will be if you're looking for them as they get posted. Now we'll get into more just fantasy stuff. If you want to post your daily fantasy lineups, your betting prize picks, I post my prize picks here. It's just for fun. We've got prize picks, underdogs. We might add a specific channel just for prop bets, just to post them. We're not looking to become rich here. It's just for fun. And then fantasy resources. This is a channel that will just be locked down as I add in different trade tip videos, like this one here for trading from two players to one player and how I build out teams like that. I was finding that I get a lot of questions like, I have this player and I want to send them out. Who should I target? This is how I build that so that I'm not answering the same question on repeat. Here's now the more active channels where people can post. We have the game day channel. This is for during live games. If you want to chat about what is going on, we've got people in there chatting. And then we'll have automated channels for posting the schedule and injury news. They'll be getting set up in the coming weeks. General chat for any sort of questions. People ask to see my dogs. We have a pets channel. Feel free to post your own pets here. We've also got other channels for gaming and other sports. but no one has used those yet. Those may stay, those may go. Here are the main fantasy channels, all fantasy. If you have an ad drop question, should I drop Isaiah Pacheco to pick up someone? You can ask that in here. People will help each other here. You'll get a fast answer here. Same thing with start sit questions. I have these 3 players, pick 2. That is where you would post this. These players are locked down to your teams to avoid people from just saying, here's a picture of my team, tell me what to do. That content is much harder to do. I've found that your fantasy team is a lot like your kid. I like my kid. I get excited when new stuff happens to her and when she starts saying things that she hasn't said before, but most other people don't. You like your fantasy team. No one else wants to look at a picture of it. They will look at some text of 3 names and say who they like to start, though. So we're trying our best to put rules in place to get you answers quickly. So ad drops would go in one channel, start sits in another channel. Here's the big one, trade questions. Same thing. This is just text. We have a tag up here at the top that says you'll get better answers if you post basic league settings, like if it's a 10-team league, if it's full PPR, if it's half PPR, if it's a 12-team league. Post your text here, and we tried to get to all of these. And then here is the biggest channel that will also be the slowest channel. It's called the roster help and screenshot channel. If you cannot boil down your question into an ad drop, a start sit, a trade question, and you just want to post your team here, here's one, like any roster improvements I should be making with a full PPR 10-team league. We will try our best to get to these, but it is much slower than posting in any other channel for general advice. As we see patterns with the types of questions people are asking, we'll continue to add videos into the trade tips to help people help themselves. But if you're posting here, we will try to get to all of them. It just takes time. So here I sat down and I opened up threads for 5 different players, and there's just not enough time in the day to get to everyone. We will try. So we've got open threads for stuff that we are answering. If you're in Dynasty Fantasy Football, there's an entire zone for that, for your trade questions, for your roster reviews. We are looking for anyone to answer questions here. If you have a regular league, double check that you're not posting it in the Dynasty Fantasy section. And then on the right-hand side, we have all the member lists and different groupings and tags for people that are Twitch subs of different tiers. This is a free server. There are very few things behind a paywall other than specific content suggestions. So if you are a Twitch sub and you link your account to Discord, you will get this red name or a different name depending on the tier of sub you are, and then you'll have access to make specific content video requests. I want to know what I should do with this player. What's he worth? You could get a full video made on that in the content request section. We try to keep everything on here free. I will say I will definitely answer questions from paid tags before going to the free tier tags, but we try to get to everyone. That's the main thing. And then other stuff down here is just mod stuff and other channels for content creators in the space. We also have that rule for don't post your own content, but if we find that someone is in here answering a lot of questions and they want to start posting videos, like that is fine as well. Okay, cool. We'll wrap this up.